eh? 20 of us at a time climbing into the bomb bay, and they flew us to Okinawa.
Really?
Into Americans had a big camp there.
Yeah.
We were there a couple of weeks, and then they flew us on then to the Philippines. A big camp had been set up just outside Manila,
yeah.
and recovery camp, where run by the Australians, and we were held there for a while until they organised the ship to pick us up and take us back to Sydney.
Did you, at Manila, did you have any contact with, did you have any female nurses looking after you in Manila or anything like that?
No.
No?
No, it was, I was trying to think what we did do. It was getting pretty boring waiting, you know. All we wanted to do was to get home.
Yeah.
I think most of us got out to camp and travelled around a bit.
Yes.
They did.
So
to see a few battle sites, you know, Battalion with Americans. We went around, they ran trips to those places.
Yes.
Trying to keep us occupied.
And then, what was your transport from Manila?
Oh well, we got on board the aircraft carrier.
And that was the Formidable.
Formidable.
Yeah.
As it pulled in and taken to the dockside, and clambered aboard the Formidable, and away we went.
And was that well set up to bring you home?
Oh yes. Yeah, we had stretcher beds. And that was ideal really, because we had the whole deck, flight deck in which to exercise.
Yes.
And underneath we had the mess with tables set up, and they'd put on plenty of food, and so we ate pretty well on the way home, and we exercised up on deck.
Yes.
We rigged up a mini swimming pool, very basic. There was just enough to splash around it. But I don't know, we just first rested till we got back to Sydney.
What was your first point of Australia that you sighted? You didn't come in via Darwin, did you? Or?
No.
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 Straight.
No, we came straight down the coast.
And so, I guess all the fellows from New South Wales had wonderful words of appreciation when they saw the heads.
Oh, I bet, yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Great to see. Well, you can imagine once I saw the heads and going through the Sydney heads, magic. And then, of course, there was press plane flying around. I took a photo of the press plane and all the small boats escorting us up the harbour into what at Woolloomooloo dock. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. So where did you go to from Sydney?
Oh, well, we had to, took us out to...
The showgrounds, did they? Or the Randwick race course?
No, I think it was...
Ingleburn or?
Ingleburn, I think. Yeah, I think it was Ingleburn. Yeah, to camp there. I think it was just overnight, I'm not sure. It wasn't long before they put us on the train and away we came, right across. Yeah.
And I guess you then went into Karrakatta, did you?
No, we let us go from the station.
Yes.
People that had a family were there in first station.
Yes.
They just let us go.
Yes.
I think they must have told us we had to report back to Karrakatta in so many days or something.
Yes.
But I know we were just released into our family.
Yes.
I had friends waiting for me.
Yes.
At, well, I think it was Claremont actually. Claremont Station was the station we had trained.
Yeah.
I think perhaps some got off it first. I'm a bit indistinct on that.
Yes, yeah. And do you remember when the date you were discharged from the army? On that occasion?
Oh, I think it was the 5th of... Well...
The 5th of February 1946 is...
Yeah, 5th of February.
And
yeah.
I had the advantage of a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it all written down somewhere.
And when did you, I mean, you then returned to the army? So,
Oh yes. Well, after 5 years of civilian life, which I couldn't settle down too well. I had no trade really. I farm labour before the war. Apart from the music, I didn't know what to do with my life. So eventually, in 1950, I had a couple of years in Sydney. Went over to Sydney for a couple of years. Came back, and by that time, the Australian, Western Australian headquarters band had reformed. So I joined the Western Command Band. It was music. It was the only thing I really knew. So I joined the army then in 1950.
Yes, yeah. And was it you're playing your trombone?
Yeah, well my instrument was a trombone.
Yes, yeah.
So, yes, from then on that was it. Music was my life.
Yes.
And I stayed in the army for another 18 years.
Yes, yeah.
And by that time, of course, I studied music, passed different examinations, and I became qualified for a bandmaster job, but I eventually decided to take my discharge back into civilian.
Yes. Yeah.
So in 1968, I came back into civilian.
Yes, yeah. Well, that was really quite a story.
Yeah.
John, just two things I'd like to ask you, and it goes back to your POW time.
Yeah.
Would you care to describe the worst experience that you can recall?
A worst experience, including action?
Including action.
Yeah. But what's the last day of action, which would be the 15th of February, wouldn't it? And our company, A Company, was scattered in the base of a Chinese cemetery. We had some cover, trees and things, shallow trenches, but the Jap spotter plane had been over and spotted us, and very soon after that, we were being shelled, and the artillery came in. I don't know, I think it was artillery. I think it was more than mortars, and it lobbed right amongst us, and we were just caught. We were having a meal actually, and it caught us out in the open, and without any warning, very little time. It's just a matter of lying flat on the ground. And I think then I thought that was going to be it. That was it, because there were shells were bursting so very close. And indeed, when one shell burst practically in the air, I had a couple of fellows lying